Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're live now. We're live now.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Let's see. Oh, I need a sponge, do I? Yep, I need to wet my sponges real quick. Okay.
Oh,
I
sugar.
just made Don't Make Me Over leftovers. I was gonna put it on Instagram, but I was like, my wrist hurts to do these pictures. But basically, what don't make me over leftovers are like when I make ribs and things that are really big and I freeze it, then I'll retransform it into something else. So it's in a rib sandwich today.
Nice.
And then I made totally changed it. Pulled it off the bone and totally changed it. And then I did pork chop fried rice. Instead of just pork fried rice, so I just took the pork chops, chopped them up, put in my fried rice mix, and called that a day with vegetables. And then they had cheese bread left over from last night. So I was like, cheese breading it up. And then that's it. Don't make me over leftovers.
I love food.
I know, I love food.
Me too.
My daughter and I were just talking about it. She's like, Mom, what do you plan on doing for Thanksgiving? Are we going traditional? I'm actually doing a little tradition and a little not tradition.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of a turkey, I'm going to do chicken thighs, stuffed with the stuffing. I'm going to wrap them in, wrap them up real tight with string and parchment, and put them over a bed of fried mushrooms and green beans.
Ooh, that sounds good. I haven't eaten in forever, but that sounds delicious.
Yeah, so I'm like, because I'm not really too good with the turkey. We eat ground turkey every day.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a part of my diet.
Okay, well, I understand you're sick of turkey.
Yeah, I'm totally sick of turkey. So I told my mom, I was like, what you doing? She said she's doing lasagna.
Okay.
She's going way out the box.
You should come here for Christmas. Oh my God, the food we have here for Christmas, the Italian Christmas.
I would love it. But I would have to take so much of my heartburn medicine with me because of the gravy you guys make. The tomatoes cause me a lot of acid reflux.
But I know how to make it. John makes the best. I swear to God, he does.
With lots of garlic.
Hello, Joy. Hello, Joy.
Hi, Joy. I can't see the chats, you guys, but I'm here. Because it keeps blinking me out because I'm on my phone.
Okay, all right. I'm putting my eyes. I don't know if you saw my eyelids. They're stained pink from Juvia Place.
Lucky. I don't get stainage that much, so I find that lucky when you have stainage.
Yeah, I was like, all I gotta do is throw some mascara on and walk out.
I've been trying to get into this pot of Lift. It's an indie brand.
Yeah.
Called Lifted, and it's an eye cream / lifting type cream, but it's got CBD in it.
Nice. Oh, Joy's right there. Sorry, Joy, I was looking down. Hi, Joy.
Hello.
Hi, Joy.
Hi, Giovanna.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Look at me, so bright. Oh, that's too dark. Just a second. Turn it down a little bit.
I was gonna say you're a bright girl.
Yeah, I am. Keep it bright. Shining like a diamond.
I'm so happy you got your package finally.
I know, but you know what? I didn't realize I'm going to have to go to Hobby Lobby again. But they got a lot of sales on right now because one of the things that I got, I thought it was for earrings, but turns out it's for earrings and necklaces, but I didn't grab nothing to make a necklace with.
Oh.
I wish we lived closer together because I just got a bunch of the necklace things for the Crest Moons and I'm not going to use them all.
Right. No, they've got a lot of sales. I was just in there today and I got some things to add to make what I got because I didn't, you can only pick 5 things. But if I'd have known that I needed chains, yeah, my husband's working in the house, so y'all might hear him.
It's okay.
Tools.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's like John drumming.
Right.
We overlook it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids are playing in the next room.
Miss Love, do you like to do arts and crafts?
Yep.
You got to check out
jewelry too. Yeah, I've been teaching my son how to rosary wrap. jewelry.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty tedious. But right now I've been out of commission. Can't crochet, can't knit, can't do any of my jewelry wrapping. But I'm going to definitely, his Christmas, he already knows he's getting the tool set of his own. So he doesn't have to
Oh,
use my
nice.
tool. But he's got all his own beads. He's got his own craft stuff. Yeah, I'm way too artsy-fartsy for my own good.
I'm not, and I'm gonna figure out how to make earrings and now necklaces.
I could.
We'll DM each other because I have a bunch of earring designs that I've done. I can show you. I can even probably teach you how to rosary wrap.
Oh, really? I don't even know what that is, but I'll find out.
Well, you know the rosary. You know what a Catholic rosary is, right?
Oh yeah, I know what that is. Okay.
So when you know how they have the wires wrapped around the bead and then it connects to each bead, that's a form of rosary wrapping. It's a form of the way we wrap around the knot of the bead to interlink each one.
Oh, I guess I've never paid that much attention to them, but I've seen them before.
Yeah, that way you don't have to constantly like wrap one bead, make it, put a little inch on it, and then put another little inch on another bead. That way you just have them all together on one long piece of either your gold or silver wire wrapping. So it makes it all one long piece.
That makes sense. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I love your unicorn ears. I just noticed that.
Yeah, I love that. I would keep my head covered, but then you wouldn't see my face with my hood on.
Yeah, a dinosaur.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm all Fortnite out in my onesie.
So cool. I bought a onesie pajama outfit that had who is it? Snoopy. I love Snoopy.
Do you?
And it was freaking small. I was so mad. I gave it to my mom, so now she got it.
Oh,
there we go. Now I'm lighter.
I wore that fucker everywhere. I wouldn't have cared if it was pajamas. It was cute as hell.
Right? I wore this with my snow boots. I was like, forget it. The kids were like, can you put your hood on? They kept asking me because, they go to school here now on Thursday and Fridays. So I was like, yeah, I'll put the hood on, but it keeps pulling my hair back.
That's craziness.
Let me rinse my sponges real quick. They're all dried out.
Girl, you ready to see this palette? It's gorgeous.
I am.
But look, mine's broken. I gotta contact them. It doesn't pop open.
Aw, that sucks.
But it's okay. Look at that.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Here.
Nice. There's not enough greens.
I was just about to say, I told John that, and John said, what the? He's like, it's all greens. Who's saying that? I forgot. All the like big influencers too, weren't they?
Yeah. It was a couple of bigger influencers that were. I can't remember their names, but they were like, "There's just not enough greens in here," and I'm like,
I think the only one he knocked out of the park was saying cremated, having it all those different grays. That's it. That's the only color story he actually knocked out of the park. And the conspiracy mini. I love the mini compared to the big one. But I haven't gotten any of them yet. I only have the cremated.
This is beautiful. It's all greens.
Yeah, it is just not. It's different hues of greens. It's just not enough rich green. I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like, it's like you think of money. I would have definitely put a few silvers in there and copper coins colors,
or at least one. Yeah,
and then I would have put some more richer, darker blues and greens. Like a pop of blue is missing.
Lisa D, oh my lord, where have you been? Hi. I've been talking to you.
It's so hard choosing your sponges out.
Yeah, we might not get many viewers because Abadabs is on. She's doing a live.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of them that popped up here to say they were going live. Not So Evil Stepmother, she's live. I just look at it. I have my computer here. I'm like, I'd rather watch 60 Days In right now. And then when Allie told me she was going live, I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna go live with Allie and Joy because I'm not gonna go sit through their lives right now. I miss them. I really do miss the Not So Evil Stepmother. She was really good back in the day. I don't know what happened.
Hi, Sylvia.
I'm like a big fangirl of Just Anne, and I don't get any comments back, so I feel all hurt. I feel a certain way.
I think I'm gonna cheat with my eyes.
Yeah, I don't get any comments back. I get hearts, but she never responds.
I don't even get hearts anymore.
Just Anne. Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd send her. I drop her any mystery boxes that I find, just so I can see what's inside. I mean, since she can afford them, I'm like, let me drop it in your link, and she's like, "Girl, I already got you. I already beat you to
it." Hello, everyone. Let's see.
Hi.
There's a Lisa D, and there's a Sylvia Jackson.
Oh, hey, Sylvia. That's my good Sylvia Jackson. She's so sweet. I just can't see the chat. I'd have to blink out. Let me blink out for a second. It says private chat. It doesn't say public chat. Oh, there we go. Comments. Yeah. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Joy. Everybody's there. So I'm going to go back because I don't see. Ooh.
Hello, Diana.
Been nursing this leg, this arm. And
oh, Diane's here?
She is.
You see it before I do, Joy.
Hi, Lisa. Oh, Lisa said hi, Diane. Mana, you have my thing right here. It works pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I guess it does.
Yeah, I just did on some eye stuff today.
Hi, Diane.
I do not know how they found my address, how they did this, but my daughter was like, speak it into the universe and it will happen. And I was like, I really want the one size. I want to be on a PR list. The next thing you know, this was in the mail, and they sent, I'm a big powder hoe, and they sent me both setting powders and the eyeliner.
Nice.
What? I was like,
what company?
Yeah. It had to come from Sephora, but it's also from One Size, because on the address it says luxury brand One Size.
Nice.
I have his palette.
Jeffree Star. I was like, wow, how did that happen? And it's in my real name, so I was like, who told? But it's really cute. It's a little trial size.
They were awesome. That's so cool. I can't wait till I start getting sent PR. I better, man, because I see people that have like 50 people and get PR. So it's not a number thing. It must be if they like you or not.
Yeah, right.
Know. Oh, I found the shipping. Yeah, it is from. Oh, that's right. So what I did is, okay, he had a Patrick Star search on Instagram.
Is it dark?
And I DM'd, like, left a comment on there. Can I be on the PR list? And it says right here, PO Star Search.
Nice. That's nice.
But that means that somebody had to go through my stuff because the address is all wrong.
That's awesome.
This thing
maybe they just Googled you. Have you ever Googled yourself?
Yeah, but it shows my last 2 addresses, not the one I'm in now.
Oh.
So I was kind of shocked. Okay, so I got Kid Palooza in here. Let me make some plates and I'll be right back.
I don't know how to get PR either, Diane. I ask for PR because I have no shame in my game. But out of everybody that I've requested PR from, the only person who's ever responded back to me was BoxyCharm, and they told me that they had their PR list full and to get back a hold of them at the beginning of 2021.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna email them in the beginning of 2021 again, but nobody else has ever responded back and even laughed at me, like been like, haha, you're funny. So I don't know if they're getting my emails or if they're just ignoring me, but my hopes are that I send out a couple of emails a week asking for PR and I give them all my information. So I'm hoping one day they'll be like, oh, let's look at her, even though she sent this email 6 months or a year ago.
Oh, you're right, Joy. Did you ever contact Jackie's Chocolate?
No, I forgot, actually.
Yeah, you got to contact them.
I need to write that down.
Yeah, write that down because they'll help
Here's
you.
my pen.
Sugar.
I got one.
I came over here for something. Eye drops. Eyes are bugging me tonight.
Okay.
All right, eye cream did send me an extra product. That's cool.
Nice.
Hi, babe.
No green.
That's what I dropped them.
Oh, thank you, Sylvia. I know. I won another one yesterday too. So
You want another one?
I've won 5 total. And Potbox. I wish it was Potbox. Poutbox emailed me today telling me they sent my package out, so I'm for sure getting it.
I told you, you get it.
So I'm like, But you know what? Their subscription is like $40 a month for 5 products.
Hey,
That's expensive. I hope this means they'll put me on their PR list. I mean, I don't think that's what it is, but I'm gonna review it and everything and tag them and everything.
yeah.
Because I'd love to get lipsticks every month, but I don't want to pay $40 for them.
Right.
When it's $100 value, and I could just wait, and get fucking Lip Monthly and deal with their bullshit and get 4 to 5 for a $70 value or more, and only pay $13. Now, if it was $40 and you got like 10 lipsticks and there's like, maybe like $200 worth of value, it might be worth it. But
Yeah, I hear you. What you're saying. I'm proud of you though. Like that's amazing. Like you pat yourself on the back, girl. You've done a good job.
I don't know. Well, you can't win, I guess, unless you enter. But I think I just had a lucky streak for a minute. I never won anything.
About the pinch box, like how they, all that stuff. Like they picked you out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, right.
I'm sure a lot of people tried to get that.
Yeah, there was the day that I entered, they still had like a week left, and there was already like 300 and some comments. So
yeah. What did you order today, Diane? Something for me? No, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
That's funny.
I had to get her. You're like a leprechaun. Well, it's green.
Yeah, I like greens.
Oh, so do I.
What'd you order, Ma? Did you order me a pony?
Oh, I will when he comes back up.
Oh, lucky.
What?
She got the Manny MUA new eyeshadow palette.
Oh, you did. See,
from Lunar Beauty.
Oh, you're so lucky, Diane.
I decided that I'm going back on my no buy thing. So I can't make up my mind. One minute I'm like, I'm not buying nothing, and then the next minute I'm buying stuff. But
yeah.
I think right now I'm just not gonna buy anything because I'm getting Christmas presents for other people. So.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing too this month.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get some stuff for John. He's out of the room.
Yeah. Yeah, but we still can't say nothing because he watches.
I don't know if he'll go back and watch this one. Maybe if he remembers.
Funny. When Dave watches mine, he mutes him and he just lets him run while he's doing other stuff.
Right. I got my soap giveaway from Shannon and oh really? You got soap? Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's so nice of you, Diane. No, she's not here right now.
Oh, that's so kind of you. She's gonna love that. That's why I said any girl loves makeup.
Yeah, we do.
Especially Manny.
Yeah, well, I'm finally getting, I don't know if it was his first makeup collab or what, but I'm finally getting the one from Morphe. So I'm super excited about that.
Right.
Even though it's more of a neutral palette, I'm still super excited about it.
But it's a beautiful palette. And
Right.
you know, how people said it doesn't, we've talked about this, it doesn't work.
Mhm.
It's like, it's bullshit.
Yeah, people also said that Bailey Sarian's palette didn't work either, and they're fucking full of shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have to get that palette. That's on my list.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I went and did another Shop Miss A haul.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but I probably won't open that because that's for like all the girls in my family.
Yeah.
So I won't open that on my YouTube video. But do you know what I realized?
What?
They don't charge you tax. And if you get $35 or more, you get free shipping.
Yeah.
Because I got $42 or I got 42 things and everything that I got was $1. And when I went to go pay and they charged me, they only charged me $42.
What?
They didn't charge me tax. And so I went and looked at my last bill, and my last bill, they didn't charge me tax either. So the tax must be included in the price already.
It has to be. Like, you know what I realized with ordering this? I have to pay county tax too, not just state tax. I have to pay county tax.
That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. I get charged like $1 something extra on a lot of my orders from my
I was like, get out of here. I'm not paying for Seneca Falls.
I wonder if I have to. I'm gonna have to look better. But
Yeah, just look, girl.
Yeah, you'll see it. It'll be
You'll
marked
see it like
county
right
tax.
underneath the state tax.
I don't know why I did
And
that. That's way too much
Bailey-
foundation.
Yeah, she's good stuff. I just started listening to her. I'm not joking. I hope you like some of those.
man, I feel really dehydrated and I don't know why.
Do you? Have you been drinking soda pop?
Yeah. Probably why.
Cranberry juice.
Well, I drink water. I drink a couple of these a day.
Oh, these are the
I
good
drink.
ones too.
Well, I just refill them. I get
Wow.
them 80-cent refillable drinking waters at Walmart, and I use that to refill it.
Oh,
Because
that's
them are like $1.99 a bottle.
yeah.
Yeah, they are. It looks cute. I get the Foz ones from the Dollar Tree and I refill them so I can look fancy when I'm out in public.
Right. I tell everybody that's my pretty water. I have my children thinking that I drink this water because it tastes prettier than every other water they make.
Oh, really?
It's prettier than
And
tap water.
And
My
it's just
town
because
here
the
is
bottle's
terrible.
so cute.
Illinois
I don't know how to do PR either. I remembered the Star Search, but I don't know how to do PR. You know, and I really wish I could get on a list because BoxyCharm is killing me.
So with BoxyCharm, all you got to do is I'll get the email. There's a certain PR email you need. I'll get it and I'll send it to you on Instagram.
Thank
So email them, and they're probably going to tell you the same thing they told me and Allie, is right now their PR is full, but contact them at the beginning of the year. So I'm telling you what, January 1st at 12:01, I'm fucking sending them an email. I swear to God, I'm going to stay up because I don't party, so my party is going to be waiting for me to email BoxyCharm.
Yep. I mean, the most we do on New Year's Eve is I have to send a boy out the door traditionally because they said my grandparents are backwards. I don't know why, but it's supposed to be like have a man walk into your house the first of the year. We have to eat a piece of okra for money and wealth, and then you got to eat a black-eyed pea for health. And I'm just like, I hate it every year, but I do it, and I've been pretty good. I mean, we've been pretty good as long as Corona was the only thing that bothered us, but other than that, I've had a pretty good year.
Awesome.
Good.
So I could wake up one of my sons and be like, Happy New Year's, and I walk outside and come back in.
Right? Yeah, Diana, they already locked Michigan down again. So
New York's been locked down for a hot minute.
No, we just got locked back down last week.
We just opened up as far as the schools for 2 days a week. So my youngest one has to go.
We were completely open. I mean, everything was open except for fast food restaurants. I don't understand about them, but regular restaurants were letting you come in and sit down. All the stores were letting you come in. There was no limit to anything. It
What?
was optional to wear a mask. Well, now they say you have to, but ain't nobody told me I need to, so I don't wear them unless I'm made. But anyhow, so they just decided to lock us down because there's a lot of cases, and I'm sure there is, but I ain't even gonna discuss my opinion on it because I think it's about the politics. I think it's all the politics right now. I think they're trying to make us think that this stuff is way worse than what it is to get our mind off of the Biden and the Trump election.
Well, it is in
Joy,
some places. It is
Joy,
way
did you
worse
hear
in
what
other
you just
places.
said? Come sit down and
New
talk to Joy
York
for a minute,
and
John.
Texas are flooded. Their hospitals are flooded. Their prisons are flooded. So it is real. It's going on. It's just, it is about the politics too.
Yeah.
Actually, what did you?
Hey,
No, I
Ron,
know
how
it's
you
real.
doing?
I do know it's real, and I do know that people are getting sick and that there are people dying from it. I just don't believe it's as bad as they're trying to make it
It's not
be.
as bad as they're trying to make it. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
worldwide, I
Because
don't think it is.
there's
Over.
areas. I have a lot of friends and family all over the world, and there's areas they
Mhm.
talk about, and I call my family up or my friends up, and they're like, "It's not as bad as the news is saying it
No,
is."
the news is there
So,
overblown completely.
Yeah, the news never tells the truth because even here, it's so horrible, horrific to get the truth.
Yeah.
Our county truth. You have to literally go into like the college newspapers to get stories that happen on my street because there has
Right.
been, I live on the corner. So on
Mhm.
my street, I've had literally 6 deaths in
Oh,
this year alone from the kids shooting. And
oh,
it's like,
all
you don't
right,
even hear about them in the
Lisa.
regular local newspaper.
right. Yeah.
Bye, Lisa.
Yeah, I hear you. And they don't report. They don't want to report that stuff. They just want to report the
Big booming stuff.
virus.
I don't know. I know people who's had COVID. I mean, it's not like I don't know anybody that's been diagnosed with it, and they tell me it's just a little bit worse than having the flu,
Mm-hmm.
And so I know you can die from the flu also, and
A lot more
so
people died from the flu in the past however many years. Yeah. All right, you want to get
well,
back?
I live in Michigan too, Lisa, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry you don't agree
All right,
with it,
guys.
but I'm
Here's
allowed to
Alicia
have my
back.
opinion, sweetie,
Nice
just
talking to you.
like you are.
Yeah, it just depends what's going on at that time, I think, really. Because it's bad. It's bad. I'm not going to say it's not bad. I believe
No,
it's
it
bad.
is bad. It's a bad disease. It is. I just don't think it's as bad because if you get on the CDC website, is that what it's called? CDC?
Yeah, CDC.
You get on the CDC website. I was just on it a few days ago, and they're still claiming that COVID only kills 2% of the world population, where in 2019, the flu for 2019 killed 6% of the population. So we've never masked up, we've never locked down, we've never did all this for no flu. Why are we doing it for COVID if the CDC is saying it's not that bad? And if it is that bad, then why are they lying? You can get right on their website. It's public knowledge.
Well, CDC does lie. They got to lie because they don't have all the tests. That's how they did HIV back in the day. It was like, oh, it's just a gay thing, so don't worry about it, you straight people. But that's not true. HIV
Right.
happened so rapidly. I was 15 years old when I first had a hands-on case of HIV in my life, and it was from a cat. I had a cat that had cancer-related AIDS, and I was like, I thought it was only a human gay thing. I didn't know it was a human animal thing. And so, yeah, it's going to morph. This virus is going to morph, and it's going to get worse before anything gets better. But they are dramatizing a lot, and it's a bad scare tactic for the economy, because right here where I live is where we make a lot of the fruits and vegetables.
Are you talking about the swine flu, Diana? I'm sorry, she asked a question. Because I remember the swine
flu
flu.
was bad.
The swine flu was bad, and I think the swine flu was worse than what's going on with COVID, and we didn't do what we're doing now for the swine
We
flu.
didn't do a damn thing for swine flu.
No.
That's true.
That's why I think it's for politics. I think if it wouldn't have been the year to vote, that we wouldn't have known nothing about it until we went to the hospital ourselves when we got sick.
And I don't think we would have known about it if none of the politicians got it.
Right.
If they didn't get it, their wives didn't get it, doctors didn't get it, we would have never known about it. If it was just a civilian thing,
And
not a
Trump
military
even
or
got it, and Trump said it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, he said
I
it
don't
was like
think
a
he
really
got
bad
it.
cold.
He's a dramatic.
Didn't he
He's
say
a
it was like
dramatic
a
guy.
bad cold?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Trump's an
Trump
actor
is, but
I like
he's an
Trump.
actor and he's really dramatic. So I don't. If he did get it, I think he would have been on tweeting it.
he
so
did get
much.
it.
Oh, he
But
had.
it was,
I watched.
he
He
felt
got
like he
it.
was dying.
Huh?
You know how you feel? It literally makes you feel like you're dying. Excuse me. I haven't
But
seen.
not everybody. It don't make everybody feel like they're dying, because I know people that's had it, and they
Yeah,
said it
some
just
young
made them
people-
feel a little bit worse than the flu. And I've
Yes.
had the flu before, you know, so one
But-
time I've had the flu, so I understand what the flu's like, but you know, so not everybody, it doesn't treat everybody the same. And then there's people
No, it
that get
doesn't.
it and don't even know they have it.
Yeah,
Sure.
asymptomatic people, but the ones I think who get it the worst are the ones that have the high risk
Yeah.
factor,
Yeah.
which is like myself. I'm very high risk because I have,
Right.
all these health things going on due to the surgeries I've had. So if I ever had gotten it, I think I would have felt like I was dying, but I feel like I'm dying when with a child's cold.
Right.
So it's different for everybody. It really is. I agree
Yeah,
on that.
I don't think Trump wears a mask unless he has to, because he's against them. And
Yeah.
he's against them because of what doctors have told him. And my physician don't make us wear masks. She'll make us wear masks until we get into her office, and then she'll let us take it off because she thinks it's stupid. And my
wow.
children's pediatrician thinks the same thing. They told me that wearing a mask, that's the reason I kept my kids out of school. It's because my kid's pediatrician told me that when you wear a mask for 8 hours a day without taking it off, that all you're doing is sucking in your own carbon monoxide, which can kill you.
Yeah.
So he thinks that this is just stupid because this is killing more people. He said he's had more children in his office because of having the mask on, and that on the other side where the adults go, the adult doctors are saying they're having more issues with people because of the masks than what's going on with COVID right now. And I think it's cool that my doctors tell me this stuff, because there's some doctors that don't tell people nothing. So when my own doctor is like, if you can get away with it, don't wear it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to wear it because I have breathing issues. So
yeah, it does depend on the mask too, because if you're wearing the mask with the double filters, it can cause a lot of carbon monoxide back and forth. But if you're wearing a very thin mask, you're not expelling that much carbon dioxide. And if you keep it off your nose, you can breathe in the natural oxygen and then exhale. But that's hard to get someone to keep breathing and exhaling through their mouth. So you're going to constantly keep your mouth closed because of the mask. And that's why I recommend, as a nurse, I recommend you keep it down off your nose and keep flushing your system with hot things. Because
you can't, like around here, you're supposed to wear it above your nose and below your chin. The places that do make you, if you put it under your nose, they're like, lift it above your nose or you have to leave. And that's what the doctors up here, at least the ones I know, that's why they're like, no, like it's not good because it's causing more problems than what it is. And so if I go into a place and they're adamant about me wearing my mask, then I will, but I'm not worried. If I get sick with COVID, I get sick with COVID. If I die from it, then my bad. My bad. That's the way I look at it. And I know people. Hi, Bethany. And I know people look at me today when I went into, because my husband, he wears a mask and he's against it, but he does it because he says that it makes other people feel better. So I'm an asshole because I don't care if other people feel better or not. I can't breathe with it on. I'm claustrophobic. If I wear one for too long, I start to hyperventilate. And so plus breathing problems, like it's just, I feel like I'm killing myself when I wear a mask. So I don't have sympathy for everybody that hates me, and that may make me an asshole, but I am okay with that.
No, it doesn't make you an asshole at all, Joy. It really doesn't. You got to stand and deliver with your beliefs and what you feel comfortable with, especially with anxiety of claustrophobia, because I'm claustrophobic big time. But I can wear a mask. I just can't. And then what I did is I started wearing a shield, the sunglasses with the shield.
Oh, see, we
And
can't wear them around here. That's not good enough.
No, you have to
oh
wear the mask
wow,
in New York
Yeah.
too.
yeah,
In
that's where it
Michigan,
gets
you can't.
twisted. My
Mhm.
baby, he's only 7. He has to wear a shield and a mask to school, but everybody else just has to wear a face mask. And I'm like, that's not right. They look at my baby like he's a germ, and I'm like, that it really irritates me. Then why did you make him go back to school? You know, he's a kindergartner. He doesn't know. He just changed over his age right before first grade. So they just bumped him to first grade. And I
I
found that to
don't
be
know
very
how
wrong.
they can do that legally, Diane. I'm sure they're talking about it, but I've been looking into a lot of the laws and stuff, and I don't know how they can do that. I'm gonna have to look into it a little bit further.
Talking about making everyone wear masks or
I
what?
They
think
want it
they
to be
can
like,
only do that
yeah,
if they pass the law.
Yeah, I think they
they
have to
want it
pass
to be
a
like
law.
Japan. They want us to be like Japan, where they wear masks regardless, but they wear masks because they're sick. Those who aren't sick don't wear masks in Japan and in Tokyo,
Right.
but they make you wear a mask if you're sick. If you cough, and I have a smoker's cough, so if you cough, they instantly look at you like, what's wrong with you? I have to literally make an announcement every time I go into the store. I have a smoker's cough, you know, so leave me alone. And pop a breath mint and I do my shopping. But there are places that are very skeptical. People look at you, and I wear the mask just for me. I don't wear it for anybody else,
Right.
because then that would be wrong of me to try to prevent someone else when there's something not wrong with me. Or I don't know. It just seems weird to me. So I'm like, I wear a mask. My daughter refuses to wear a mask,
Mhm.
but I'm the only one who leaves the house.
Right.
I'm the sole provider. I got to go to the store. I've got to go in the trenches.
In the trenches.
Right.
So
I don't know. I feel
I
like
don't know
they're
either.
trying. I don't know. I feel like that they want us to be like other countries,
Oh,
and we're
definitely.
not other countries, man. We're the United States. We're supposed to be
Right.
different for a reason.
You got
Well,
it.
the United States is just slavery, modern day slavery.
Oh, it is. I know. What do you want? Do you? It's about time. It's about time. Get it out of my living room.
Sound like me. I'm trying to get my son to come get his crap so I can move in my tree. And it's not even going to be a tree. It's going to be a tree in a pot on the cabinet.
No.
But your stuff is in front of my cabinet, so I want it gone.
No, we're rearranging stuff because I got to get everything up for my Christmas. But my husband's a carpenter, and so we're building my house. And we
Ooh.
have shut up. So we have a trailer, and then we took a double wide and parted it to make it like really big. And we're
Oh,
doing like
nice.
we're doing room for room. So we just now got down to 6 bedrooms, and then our 18-year-old moved out, the jerk. Because if he would have moved out before we got made the 6th bedroom, we wouldn't have needed to. But anyways, so now we're finishing up the rest of the bedrooms and taking everything that don't belong in other rooms so that we can put back in the kids' rooms to open up my living room for Christmas.
Yeah, I've been trying to negotiate with my 7-year-old. I'm like, your toy box has to leave if you want a Christmas tree. And he's like,
Right.
well, we can bag up the toys, but my box needs to still stay there for my gifts. That doesn't give me any room to put what you want in the living room. You want a Christmas tree, and I want a Christmas pot. I just want a
Right.
little plant, and I want to put little, makeup trinkets on it and Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, because I'm the Grinch. I don't want festival stuff in my house right now for Christmas. I'll put everything outside. And that's what I say on my channel. I'm literally that bitch that will keep up. My Easter thing is still on my door. My Christmas life is still on the door. And I've lived here 7 years. Everything is still plugged in and on. I'm not going to keep putting it up and down, up and down. What's the point? I'm not
I
going
know.
anywhere.
That's why I'm getting a Christmas room.
Bethany.
My husband's gonna make me a Christmas room when it's all said and done, and I'm gonna decorate it, and it's gonna be there all year long. And then when the kids come home for the holidays, we'll do Christmas night
In that
or
room.
Christmas Eve night, and then Christmas morning in that
That
room.
sounds
So
nice.
that way, I just have to go in, and I love Christmas, so I'm gonna be in that room all year long. Because I'm going to make sure that I'm cleaning stuff and everything. And I can see it now. I'm going to get like anxiety or something, and I'm going to lock myself in my Christmas room. So I may even move
That's
my
sweet.
YouTube channel in there.
That would be
That'd be
awesome.
fun.
Christmas all year long.
Boys.
Yeah. I mean,
Such
I
a
jazzed up my background, but I love my background being, grungy Halloween, and it's just
Right.
brick wall, but I love it so much. I'm like, forget it. I'll just put a Christmas little wreath here and call it a day. Some candy cane
There
and
you
call
go.
it
sponges and foundation.
a day.
What, John?
Yeah,
Make it quick.
I hate I am so hating this foundation swap.
I
Like I've
just
had to
don't
keep
know how they
swapping.
can find people, but I believe it. I believe they're doing that, Bethany. I haven't been fined yet. I'd fight it
Fine.
though. I'd take my fine and I'd go to court and I'd fight it without a mask on. I would do that on purpose just to be an ass. Like,
I'm waiting to see if they're gonna call me back because I didn't even get an alert. I missed jury duty because of the whole. I was sick. I had a child
right.
code. I had my goddaughter with me, and I was like, I'm sick. I can't go to jury duty, and nobody responded back to me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, they may come and get me.
I don't know. They've sent me jury duty things 3 times in my life that you fill out. And I
Mhm.
just answer the questions. I'm going to find them guilty and they never pick me.
Uh-huh.
My
Yeah,
uncle
I'm more
told
of
me
a,
to do that years ago. If they're in court, they must be guilty. So I'm going to find them guilty. He said but they won't pick you. And I don't care. So I do that because I don't want to go sit on a jury. I don't want to decide if somebody's guilty or not. I don't want to be that one to put somebody away and then 20 years later find out they were innocent and I ruined somebody's life.
true.
That'd be awful, wouldn't it?
It would be. It would be. I think it's really hard. I mean, I know we have to have laws and I know there has to be punishments, but I think that the judge should have to do it all, that he shouldn't pull in anybody else.
Sure.
Well, that's where we're there because if the judge had had all of the control, he wouldn't look at all that paperwork. He's going to find you guilty.
Oh, is that why it is? Oh.
Yeah, we need to be
Well,
there to
then they
decide.
should have to go through all that
Asleep.
paperwork if they're going to be a judge. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I could be a judge, but because I have the attitude, but I don't know if I could lock people away for the rest of their life unless I knew 100% they were guilty.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to sit there and tell a 15-year-old you are not getting out of prison for life for an accidental death. I could not see myself doing that. I could not put a child in an adult prison.
Are you talking about that documentary that I just seen not too long ago on YouTube about a 15-year-old that's trying to get out while he's 34 now, and he got locked up when he was 15?
I know who you're talking about.
No, I've been looking at. I just know. I watch a lot of court TV, so
right.
I just know that there are that decision in me. I could not personally put a child, even though there was Mary Bell, who was a murderer and a psychopath at age 9 and deserved to be in a facility of some sort, but she did not deserve to go to an adult jail. So they put her in a mental institute, and now she's a grown old woman and she's out in the world and she hasn't caused any, murders. And
right.
she, so I'm like, it's a big 50-50. And that's why they say that we should be judged by our peers, not by just the judge or the lawyers.
What am I doing?
Because if we just get judged by the lawyers and everything, I know they lock us all up, regardless of what little crime we've done.
I don't know. I just think that then there should be people that should want to volunteer for it. Maybe I don't know. So, but I just tell them that I'm going to prove everybody guilty.
They know that they're crazy. They'll tell you off the bat. If you just volunteer, there's something wrong with you. Because I volunteered when I lived in Reno, and I went in, and they literally walked us all out. Everybody who volunteered to come and be on this trial, they walked us all out into a separate room, and we're like, none of you guys are going to be able to be on there. And I was like, why? We volunteered to be here, and this is a trial that's of our, we knew this person. He lived in our mobile home park. We wanted to be there to tell you his side of the story. He's mentally ill. He did not mean to do what he did, but he didn't murder anybody. Don't get me wrong. He has a problem with keeping his clothes on.
Right.
And so it was indecent exposure. And there is a point of indecent exposure. He had his pants on. He just kept pulling his top off. And he had the skin disorder. And they were just like, enough is enough. We're putting you in jail for indecent exposure. And 10 years is too much for indecent exposure of somebody who can't keep their clothes on. And I felt that was wrong.
Fair.
You know,
Yeah, I
1 or
agree.
2 years, even then, 1 or 2 years, he needed to go to a mental hospital, not to jail.
Yeah, mental hospital.
Well, so I didn't know they did this until a while. Well, I mean, I learned in my 20s, but so I came across a family and they had a kid who got charged CSC charges when he was 12 years old. And I was like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? This kid for 25 years had to register as a sex offender starting at the age of 13 because him and another 12-year-old had sex. The parents found out, it was both their first time or whatever. The parents found out, and the girl's parents pressed charges on him. And because they were minors, the other child that was involved couldn't get on stand and be like, I wanted to do it. It was, mutual thing. So they made it seem like he forced himself on her, which it wasn't that case, because when they got older, she ended up going back to court to try to help him get that taken off his record or whatever,
Wow.
because her parents were just jerks. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that they would make a child register for 25 years because he experimented sexually with another willing child.
Yeah, that's how it is in Reno.
They need to have the help, but you don't put them in jail, And seriously, it's their parents' fault. It's both the mother's and the father's fault for allowing their 12-year-olds out of their sight long enough to figure out how to hump in the first place.
Yeah. My son didn't get a lock on his door until he was 19. He couldn't. I refused. But my mother was like, oh, he's 19. And I'm like, he's dating a 17-year-old. You can't do that. You got to wait until she turns 18. You know, there's always something that steps in the middle, and somebody just stepped on their toes because she didn't have to call the cops for them having sex at 13 and 12.
That's not.
You know, she honestly needed to just sit them down and talk to them and tell them the repercussions of, here's a baby doll, and neither one of you guys can leave this baby doll anywhere ever for the next 20 years.
Right.
You know, I would have made them, I'd have been waking them up, had an alarm set every hour. You got to get them feed your baby. You got to do this.
Right. About the babies they have, I was given a baby that I had to put a key into and feed it and everything.
My daughter lost her key.
I had to wear a bracelet for my baby.
My daughter lost her key for like 8 hours, and that child screamed.
I know. It's
and
like
when we made
13 or something.
And when we make contact with the teacher's like, it won't shut up until you find the key.
Yep.
And I'm like, man,
well, I'm gonna throw it out.
We would have to pay $150.
Really?
Yep, they said that doll was $150, and if we didn't find the key, they were charging us.
I believe it. Those stupid things are expensive.
Yeah, we found it though.
Super expensive.
Found it? Good.
Yeah, thank God. Only 8 hours later, but we found it.
Yeah.
All right, what was I gonna grab? Sugar. My eyebrows.
Yeah, there are some things that I find that are just horrible. So my sister being a lawyer now, she's doing for child defense. And I think that's wonderful because she's seen how hard it was with us, our peers growing up with the same kind of things, having sex early or having babies early. And I mean, of course, I would never leave a 16-year-old with a baby, a brand new baby, even if it is their own. As a grandmother, I would feel stupid and come home and then she's like, oh, the baby's in the bed and the blanket's over their head. No, I'm not going to experience that heartache. I'm going to make you hold on to this baby as long as you can, but I'm going to hold on to its life force as long as I can. I just can't. I couldn't see myself going through that.
Because I was 16 when I got pregnant. Just a second, I want to say something to Diane real quick. I love meatloaf. I love it. I haven't had that in a minute. I think I'm going to make it tomorrow for dinner now. But anyways, when I was raising my kids, because I was 16 when I got pregnant, 17 when I had my first, as they got older, we were poor for most of our life until I met my husband. Like I was working 2, 3 jobs, and still barely being able to afford everything because I had to pay child support on one of my daughters because her father ended up getting custody of her. Plus, I had 2 sons that their dad lost parental rights to, so I was getting no help. And, it was just, you know how life is hectic. So I would
Mhm.
look at my kids and I would be, when they would get old enough, and I'd be like, don't have sex until you're ready. Because if you don't want your life to be as miserable as our life is right now, then babies come when you have sex, so don't have sex. And
Mhm.
so my 3 adult children, my 2 oldest waited till they were I think they were both 17, but it was their last year of high school. And my 18-year-old son's still a virgin, and he's like, I'm never having sex. And I'm like, you will one day. And he's like, I don't want kids ever. He's like, and that's the only way I'm guaranteed to never have them, is to never have sex. I'm like, I'll think you're a saint if you do that, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. But right now, he don't even want a girlfriend because he's like, I'm greedy and I want to spend my money on myself. He's like, I know how women
Mhm.
are. They want you to spend their money on them, and I ain't doing it. He's
I try to
like,
tell these ones that I only have the one granddaughter, but I try to tell them if you're greedy and you like to eat, don't have no babies. It's like
hmm
you're gonna be hungry.
yeah, yeah.
So my daughter
Nope,
doesn't have
I've
any
got.
kids. And she hates them. And I was like, how do you hate kids? But she's like, I'm okay with my brothers, but I hate kids. As far as because she had to deal with all of us. And I'm like, I'm the eldest of 32 grandchildren, and she's maybe number 30 and I'm like, girl, come on now. Eventually you'll want to have kids. And she's like, nope, I got 3 cat babies around here.
Yes, thank the Lord.
Some people
They
are
are a
like
lot of
that,
work.
and I say, if you know you don't want kids, don't have them because you're just going to be
Yeah,
miserable if you do.
yeah. I wanted kids so badly that God just punished me. It was a punishment and a blessing. So each one of my boys are 9 and 10 years apart. My eldest from the middle are 10 years apart. My middle from the end is 9 years apart. So in between, I had a bunch of cousins that I helped take care of, and we all lived with my grandmother. So it was really hard on her to let us go. It wasn't
Right,
hard for us to not go on our own. It's just she wouldn't let us go because I was her sickly baby. She ain't gonna let her sickly baby out of her sight. Not until
right.
literally a month before she passed did she let me go.
Aw.
Mm.
And I was like, I and that's just because she didn't want me to be there, knowing how hard I would take it. And I was like, it was harder for me to taking it being away from her, 2 hours away from her, than me being right there. You know,
Right.
but it works out. It really does. If they don't
I
want
don't know.
kids, I would definitely let them know you can't get McDonald's.
Right.
You can't get
Yeah.
McDonald's. You can't get makeup for kids. No.
Right. Right. Well, I think growing up poor, I think being poor helped my kids because, like, I do have 3 grandkids, but my daughters were adults when they started having children. They had good jobs. They already had, things set up pretty much to where they needed it to be in life. So they did way better than what I could have. Well, than what I did. I mean, I don't know what I could have done because I got pregnant at a young age, but um
Yeah.
they so far, and my oldest daughter's credit is I think it says 750. She's been working on her credit the last couple of years because she didn't pay an electric bill or something. She wasn't thinking or whatever, and just let it get out of control and go to credit.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, girl, you better get that credit up because mama still got bad credit and she still can't buy a house. That's why we're building one.
Yeah.
And we build our house with a lot of scrap leftovers because we're poor still. I mean, we're not like dirt poor, but we can't go to Home Depot and buy brand new wood because it'd take us forever to build our house. So since my husband's a carpenter, when he tears shit apart, if he tears it apart and it's still in good condition, it comes here and we reuse it.
That's
Yeah.
what's up.
Yeah. Refurbishing is the best. When I
Right.
lived in
And
Reno, we
that's,
refurbished everything. Reclaiming, I think it's called reclaimed wood.
I don't know. Well, it's a good thing because there's a lot of times I look at it and I'm like, are you sure that's still good? And he's like, oh, yeah, it's good. but I don't know
Mhm.
much about wood. So. But like 85% of our house we've gotten for free.
That's awesome.
And
Good.
whether we get it from jobs or I'm sure, you know, we get on like Facebook or Craigslist and people give away stuff too. And we'll go pick that stuff up and be like, heck yeah, I'd rather just pay a little bit of gas. Have no shame in free at
There's
all.
nothing wrong with that.
Me neither. Have no shame with free. I am the freebie queen. I literally, I have
Sean,
to,
you're
because
grounded.
I have
Don't
no
talk to
job
me.
now. I've lost my job due to my wrist. And also I've been out of work for over a year due to I had skin removed from my abdomen. And that was supposed to be my luxury surgery, you know, losing all this weight, getting my excess skin removed. But it ended up turning really, really bad, really, really quickly.
Did you get a really
And
bad infection?
no,
Ew.
actually I had a clog in both of my tubes that were my drainage
Hello,
tubes to remove all
Amanda.
that blood.
Hi, Amanda.
I had so many clots in it that wasn't draining. So now I have literally a hard stomach. My abdomen is always hard with muscle spasms because they kept
Sorry, I had to
putting
pick
new
my
tubes.
ass. I didn't think you guys wanted me to
So
to
it's a
show
lot of
you.
work. That really brought my health down. If it
Well,
didn't happen,
That's
I
good,
think I would have
Diane.
been a little bit healthier now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel so drained all the time. I really don't recommend this surgery to anybody. My daughter keeps asking me, when you go to the meetings, what do you say? I ask a lot of questions like, have you had this infection? Have you had this backup? Have you had this issue? And a lot of them are like, oh no, we can eat anything we want. You know, we're still losing weight. And I'm just like, I don't get to eat anything I want. I'm still on a soft diet. I'm still on, you know,
You're
because
still
I
on the
can't
soft
digest
diet?
everything properly. It's not
Wow.
flowing through me properly.
I'm so
And
sorry.
the doctors are like, no, that's not, you're 5 years out. You should be fine now. And I'm like, well, I'm not.
That's
So
awful.
having
And they won't look into
a
it?
complete surgery thing, it really hurt. You know, the weight loss surgery. I had the dual DM loop switch, where they make it into a tube and they remove your excess stomach, so it can't be reversed. They take 4 feet of your large intestine and reroute that to your stomach. Your small intestine is taken off and rerouted to your stomach. And then they kind of reroute everybody around. Then they take out your gallbladder, which I already had that removed. They take out your appendix. I had that removed already prior. So a lot of the things they were going to remove, I had already had removed. And then I have no belly button. You lose your belly
You
button.
didn't give you a belly
hides.
button?
No
That
belly button.
sucks.
That's
Jeffree Star
awful.
would be
This is
jealous
giving
because it
you a
literally
belly
is a line.
button.
Yeah, it's no button, no nothing. I'm just a blank slate of just scars now. It's not a pretty surgery at all. You know, I got those bikinis in the summer from my cousin, but she was shocked to see me wear a camisole underneath it because I can't show my body. It's not sexy as far as I'm concerned. I mean, yeah, I got a great silhouette with all my body armor on when I'm dressed like a Kardashian, you know, putting all those, you know, the tops and the bottoms to suck everything in.
Oh, okay.
But if I was just going to walk around here with just a crop top on, you would think Freddy Krueger got a hold of me. You really would.
That's sad.
So if you're trying to be pretty, I say eat healthy, get your butt out and walk every once in a while. Do bed exercises, because that's what I lost my weight on, with bed exercises, because I could not leave my bed. You know, I was 440 pounds and I had preeclampsia and I was 7 months pregnant with my youngest son. So I had to do everything in bed, lifting weights, cans, whatever I could do to slim down to the point where I was able to get out of bed by the time he was 1 and walk around with my brand new baby.
Wow.
I felt so stupid. I felt ignorant. I was like, you needed a baby like you needed a hole in your head. I would never give him back, but I really should have thought and planned out being as big as I was, because that was very dangerous for him and me.
Right.
But now that I'm smaller, I find it to be even more dangerous, you know, because they can't run and hug me. They literally knock me down. If somebody walks by me to bump me, I fell down yesterday in the grocery store because a guy came by me, barely bumped me, and I was like off balance and went down. And he didn't even say I'm sorry or nothing. He just kept on going. But I was like, you know what? God will punish you for that. That's all I could say out loud. I was like, God is going to punish you for that. And then
Right.
a little kid helped me up with a sweet butt. I was like, get me up. And I just went on with my day. But I don't recommend it. I don't. Weight loss surgery isn't for everybody. It is a lifestyle change, and you have to oh my goodness.
Did you
I never got on YouTube until all this was slimmed down.
Oh, you told me
that
you
took
did
a lot
neck
of exercising.
exercises, right?
Yeah, I do a lot of neck, this up and down, 1,000 a night. But I do it like 100 of them, through the day to make it to 1,000. I don't just stress on it at one point because it will give you a migraine.
Yeah.
And I do face yoga and tightening. And if I don't do it, you can tell. You can tell. All this it was no joke. My face was just like big, fat, no neck, just shoulders, and I had a lot of breasts. Now I have no breasts, no. Part of the itty bitty is not what I
tell you what, my boobs used to be bigger because I used to weigh. When I had my hysterectomy,
you said mine did too.
When I had my hysterectomy, I weighed like 280, 290 pounds, something like that. I was a big girl. Right? Or maybe even more than that. I can't remember. But anyways, I was a big girl. And my boobs were like, woof. And then I lost weight. And now I weigh 100 and... What did I weigh? I weighed 196 pounds the last time I went and got weighed. And now I've got like double D titties. And when you go from like woof to, and a double D is a decent amount, but to me they feel like itty bitty titties because they're like not what they used to be.
Yeah, I just went straight from bras back to sports bras. I was like, forget it. I'm just going to sports bra it up for the rest of my life. It's more comfortable on my back. I'm pretty glad that it went down, honestly, because my sister and I were supposed to have our breasts reducted at age 15, but the doctor kept telling my mom that their breasts will regulate, but we were like in our E. We were in bras that were non-existing. We had to go to Lane Bryant's to get bras, but our bodies were teenagers,
Right.
so it was really bad. And we learned from a drag queen. I have a cousin that's a drag queen. He literally gave me a roll of duct tape and some ace bandages and told me to go home and wrap myself up before going to school. And after that, I started doing that, and I felt more comfortable in an ace bandage and a little bit of duct tape than I did in a bra.
Wow.
Because it hurt my back and my shoulders so bad having that strap trying to hold yourself up, but everything's still going down. And they weren't perky. I wasn't lucky to have perky ones, like my sister, lucky bitch. And she's pregnant. She's pregnant now, and she's even luckier now. They're bigger and even more perky. I'm like, fuck, don't even send me a picture. I don't want to see that. I'm like, just send a picture of y'all heads. I'm good.
Right.
Because I'm jealous. I'm like, I'm so jealous. She kept her weight and everything nice, but me, no.
I was 8 years old when I started my period, and I was 8 years old and a D cup. I developed really, really quick, and I'm the only one in my family, because as I got older, when I was like in my teenagers, 20 years old, having kids, I was trying to figure out like when my girls were going to start their periods and stuff. So I'm like asking because I had my girls first. So I'm like asking all the women in my family, and turned out I was the youngest one to ever start their period as early as they did, and to be developed. Like I had boobs before I had my period. Yeah. So yeah.
My kindergarten picture, you can see
what you're
that
talking about,
voluptuous.
Giovanna.
Yeah,
and nobody.
I was voluptuous.
I used to be 13. Well, we all used to be 13, 14. But when I was 13, 14 years old, I didn't sneak out. I just walked out when my parents went to sleep, and I'd walk around town, and I'd walk with my friends, and we'd get pulled over by the cops, and my friends would get curfew tickets, and they never would even ask me my age because they thought I was 18.
Yep.
Really?
I was able to buy alcohol and cigarettes at like 16 years old. No problem.
Yep. I got caught when I was 19 buying liquor. Well, somebody turned me in at my apartment because I was throwing a little party, and it was like 18, 19, and 20-year-olds, not one 21-year-old. And the cops came, and I got a $150 ticket, but the cop was like, who bought the liquor? And I was like, I did. And he's like, no, you didn't. And I was like, yes, I did. I was like, I buy liquor all the time. Nobody ever IDs me. And they wanted me they were like,
undercover it.
They wanted me to undercover it so that way they could like get that place in trouble. And then I went and get the ticket, but I said, give me that fucking ticket, because as soon as you give me my ticket, I said, I'm going back tomorrow and getting more fucking liquor. Like, fuck you.
I'm not snitching.
No way.
I never even told the liquor store. I didn't tell them until I turned 21. You know, because I wanted to be carded. And I was like, please card me. And the guy's like, why? I've known you your whole life. I was like, because. And he was like, I could have lost my license behind your ass.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I would have never told.
Exactly. That's what happened when I was 21 too, because I wanted people to card me too. And I went to the same places and they were like, you're serious? You're what? We've been selling to you? And I was like, but I didn't say nothing. You didn't get in trouble. But yeah, they do that a lot. You can't go by looks now.
No, and now it's a 40-40.
Now you
here's the thing. With everybody wearing masks, do you know that I haven't seen one person be ID'd? So how many underage kids, especially since there's that new rule that you can't buy cigarettes until you're 21 now, or that new law, you can't buy cigarettes until you're 21. How many kids are buying cigarettes and they're not even old enough because nobody's fucking IDing anybody?
Yeah, I see it in my neighborhood all the time. I literally sat to go get my cigarettes. And I don't like it. I see them kids. I'm like, I already know you should have been in school, at home, online. What are you doing standing in front of the liquor store smoking cigarettes?
Right. Or getting liquor, because now nobody's getting ID'd.
Yeah.
Because they can't make you take the mask off. Because I've asked every gas station, why are you not IDing me? If I wasn't wearing a mask, you would ID me right now. I know this because I got ID'd all the time. All the time. Everybody thinks I'm younger than I am, which is awesome. But why aren't you IDing people? I'm not getting ID'd no more. And every cashier tells me that legally they cannot ask somebody to take their mask off.
I would dare them to ask me. When I worked customer service, but I only worked at Hollywood Video. But if I worked in a grocery store, I would be like, pull your mask down, let me see your ID. Just keep your mouth closed.
Because you end up with that fine, right?
Dude, I got a fine once. I had to pay a $500 fine because I got a sting at the gas station I worked at, and I ended up fighting it because I remembered the guy. I remembered exactly who he was because the gas station I worked at, they took other people from other stores and would come in from like far away that you wouldn't know. And then they would tell you, and I was like, describe this person. And they showed me, like, because they worked for him, they showed me a picture of him. And this dude had a beard and a mustache, and he looked like he was in his 30s. And that was when you had to be 27. You had to look 27 or older to not be ID'd. And he looked in his 30s, and I'm like, how in the hell can you tell me I don't think he looks like he's 36 and not 27? So I fought that with the company, and I ended up not having to pay, but I did go 2 weeks with no pay.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, they still made me because of their policy. They still suspended me for 2 weeks with no pay, but I end up not having to pay the $500 fine.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. The Indian reservations down in Seneca Falls, they're crazy. There's only one left. The Indian tribes fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joy, do you know anything about that because of being Native American? Why
I mean, not all Native Americans are friends with each other, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like these guys are awful.
Yeah, not all.
Once knocked the whole reservation over, started everything on flyers, cigarettes, everything.
I believe it. I mean, because there's still enemies out there, you know, just because it's been hundreds of years don't mean that people don't still hold a grudge from their ancestors.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's what I just told her.
I mean, it sucks, you know, because I think that if the world could just understand that everything's bad, that a lot of stuff has happened in the past that everybody wished wouldn't have happened, but now move forward so that way we can, you know, teach it, you know, like that.
Literally, look at us. We're all sitting up here, and if it was by our ancestors, none of us are supposed to be on camera together. We all should be fighting.
Right.
But, you know, it's a big racism thing, but I never was raised with the acknowledgement of my race, you know, so I didn't know what I was even though my grandmother was dark, my mother looks white. So I would never known. And then I had to literally do my own homework with my cousins because everybody was confused. Like, why do you have a white cousin? Why do you have a Mexican cousin? I'm like, because we're related. You know, we didn't know. We were like, my grandmother was like Josephine Baker's story. She wanted one of every color, but she ended up with that with her one husband. You know, my grandfather is Creole and Irish. And I'm like, how did you get a Creole Irish man? And he looks like he's black with his big old nose across his face. And they're like, oh, we don't know. You know, we don't know. And then my mom, she's golden. Like, my mom has platinum blonde hair, born with this.
Ooh.
You would think she was albino in her youth, but she wasn't. And then her sister is the same. My aunt's the same. That's how I got my daughter, because my aunt looks just like my mom. And then I have one black aunt. And we would run to her. So when we did our kids swap, I would end up with the black aunt, and you would think that, you know, her kids were my mom's kids and we were her kids, because my mom had me and my sister both dark skinned. And I'm like, but my dad's Filipino and black. My sister's dad is just from Alabama. He just says he's Alabama. He doesn't know anything about himself because he was adopted. And I'm like, we really honestly should not get along, but we get along just fine. So they need to really look at, is it really worth it? Because we are all blood related, all of us. We did a 23andMe. I know for a fact all of us got a little bit of each other in us.
Do you know, speaking of that, I watched this documentary and they say, and I don't know how true this is, but it's supposed to be true, that everybody's bloodline falls back to this one black woman, and I can't remember what her name is. And everybody in the world, if they were to do their DNA test, it links back to her, and they think that she's it's religion. I can't remember who they think she's a part of, but they think she's a part of like Jesus or all of them.
Yeah.
Is it Mary? Maybe? Is it Mary? Might be Mary.
Magdalene?
Mary.
It might be her, or it might be in her area. I remember something like that. But anyways, and I'm like, I believe it. I seriously believe that we're all related, because although I don't believe everything that the Bible says, I believe there's parts in the Bible that is true. Yeah. And I believe the part where, I can't remember exactly how it said, but where he was just like, I'm done. Everybody's going to speak different languages, and poof.
Yeah.
Deal with it. You know? And then at that point, people started breaking off. And it's proven that the closer you live to the equator, the darker you are. The further away you live from the equator, the whiter you are. And if everybody wants to get really, really technical, Jesus is brown.
Yep.
Right.
With woolly hair.
You know, if you go back and you really believe in that, during where he was born at, the time he was born, he's brown. So I believe we're all related, and I believe we all have the same, you know, DNA in us. Yeah, we may not all be the same color because we don't all live close to the equator anymore.
Yep. I don't think I ever lived.
All definitely related.
Right.
I'm so pasty normally.
Are you done?
I figured I'd try to bake with this Patrick Star powder. So I'm getting my bake on.
Alrighty, ladies. I'm going to get off here. My husband's done working, so I'm going to go see what he did and spend the rest of the night with him.
Okay, hon.
You have a good night, Joy. Nice talking to you.
It's been fun. Been fun doing my skincare, watching you girls get pretty.
All right.
Bye.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. Love you.
Alrighty.
You have a good one.
Hey, girl. Just you and me.
Hey.
What are you doing?
How many is in the chat? I'm just baking. I haven't put on any eyeshadow or anything.
Yeah, that's what I thought you're putting underneath your bacon. How you put the powder there. That's a good conversation.
Yeah, we went all over the map, didn't we? I usually don't do politics, religion, or sex.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah. Because I don't like the controversy. I don't want to argue with anybody about it. So I try to stay out of religion, politics, and sex. But
yeah, I do too. Some people get very offended.
Yeah. I don't need to be killed for nothing. That's how I feel.
Going to give you an edible. Where's mine, Diane? I want an edible.
I bought brownies last night. Brownie mix, so I can make me a brownie.
There you go.
my poor plant won't stop growing, Allie. I don't know what to do to her to make her stop because I feel it's causing her pain. And
Oh,
I'm just like, I know you want to live, but it's getting ready to be cold. And my mom's like, put a sheet around her.
yeah. I was gonna say put something over her.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go
Oh,
out there
really?
tomorrow.
Diane, that would be the best thing ever. And then you have to go live with me, Diane.
Oh
Have
yeah,
to
Diane's
five
getting.
of them.
Oh, we do eat the one edible, wait 10 minutes, and then eat another edible, wait another 10 minutes to see what happens.
Yeah, like, and then give it an hour and see where you're at.
Yeah, because the last chocolate I had, I didn't make it to the hour. I was like, Stokes. I was driving. My cousin was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I think I'm going to sleep."
You're right.
And she's like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah." So we pulled over, and thank God I pulled over in a parking lot where there was food. She's like, "Yeah, you passed out." You passed. I literally just sat back and my eyes were gone.
Oh no.
And I was like, it was the best chocolate ever. I couldn't stop eating it. I was like, oh my goodness, you get 10 pieces, but they're like really tiny.
Yeah.
And each one is 10 milligrams. And I ended up eating all 10 of them.
Is
so that
that
was 100 milligrams.
Equal to a joint, basically each piece of chocolate equal to a piece, like a joint?
I don't know.
There's
really
these
don't know.
gummies. I swear I can get them for you. They're made in California. Each gummy is a little square. It's a joint. I put chocolate of them in my mouth and I didn't know that.
Oh, wow. I've never smoked a whole joint. So I don't know what would happen. I've never. I'm like a two.
Joint? Oh, no.
I'm a 2-puff and put it down for like 3 days kind of girl.
Oh, dispensary girl. Yes. I wish I lived near a dispensary. Right now in New York, I have to have a license and it costs a lot of money to get flour. It's like $100 for 7 grams.
Yeah. Here they keep shutting them down because they're too close to schools.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So all our little cheap ones that's close to me. I have to go way out, to another part of town or even to the edge to another town to find a dispensary.
Oh, that sucks. Diane, I would love to try some edibles.
Yeah. Well, that's what I have to get I have everything I need except for the oil to make the oil for you to make edibles. Does that what makes sense?
No, she buys it. She buys the edibles from a dispensary.
Oh, I'm too cheap. I'll buy some that I can't make. Like I don't make gummies, but if I can make my own tampered chocolate. Because you just take regular Hershey chocolate, melt it down, and add your oil to it, and then just let it set back up in a mold. I take hard candy, like I'll take a bunch of Jolly Ranchers, melt them down in a pot, throw in a couple of gallops of coconut oil, boil it up to 350 with a candy stick, the thermometer. Yeah. And that's it. Make my own candy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I feel it's way too gimmicky and too expensive. But I can't make gummies and I love a gummy.
Yeah.
So I've tried. I'm just like, I can't do it. Every time I try I can get to a hard crack, but I can get to a soft chew, but I can't get that in between. I'm not really good at candy making, but I can bake you some brownies.
All right. I'm down
with make some pop brownies.
That's good for me. I feel bad. I gave my grandpa one by accident one year, and he was higher than shit.
Oh, wow. My grandparents loved it. They love, when I make Rice Krispie treats, they love them because it's not very much. So you just put a little bit of the butter into the Rice Krispie treat and a little bit of butter to coat it. But I couldn't, if I walked away from anything I made, my grandparents were going to be in it. So once I started smoking, I was about 34, 35. I went right to my grandparents. I was like, look, this is the pamphlets. We got to talk about this because I need this in my life. I've got fibromyalgia and I want to be off of all these opiates. They had me, and I was allergic to everything. I was always itchy because of the opiates. And I'm like, I need something else. And we went into the dispensary together. They educated us. We took classes. I loved that. In San Jose, they had a few dispensaries that did classes on the weekend.
That's
So they would
awesome.
teach you. Yeah, they would teach you how to, make sautés and use your, their oils and butters that they made. And my grandmother was like, well, can't we do that ourselves? And they're like, well, the only problem with making your own oil and butter is you don't know how strong it is. And she's like, still, can't we make it ourselves? We'll just draw back from it if it's too strong the first time. Just put a little less butter the next time.
Right. So it was a
And
trial and error for a while, right?
Oh, definitely. Sundays was our day. We were up at 5 o'clock every morning, and we would be cooking Sunday dinner. We make sure we get that out of the way, so when we got back from church, everything be ready, and we can start, trying the food that we made with the oil and stuff. And then just in case we passed out, it was Sunday. Nobody was really going to come over, and if they did, they were just coming over to get a plate.
I'm sorry, I was reading a comment. I'm still here, but eyes closed. It's okay, Bethany. But that's awesome that you had a family connection like that with your grandma, because I had a really close relationship with my grandmother as well. I was extremely close to her. And she knew I smoked weed. Both my grandparents did, and they were okay with it because they saw how much it helped me.
Yeah. They were worried about, in the beginning, they watched me and they watched a few of my other cousins that were younger than me doing, smoking marijuana, drinking. And with me being the eldest, I knew that they expected more out of me. They didn't want me to be lazy and laying about. I still had to go to school. I had to drive them around. I had to cook for myself, my kids, and my cousins, that she was helped raise while their mother was away. And so I had to keep my responsibility head on the whole time. And I wanted to make sure when I made friends with people in that connection that they had the same level head that I have. They weren't just the typical pothead that laid out and just smoked all day and didn't do anything and was just stinky or whatever. My grandmother wanted to make sure, she loved the way it smelled, not burning, but the way the flowers smell in a jar. So she's like, we can bottle that. I'm fine. But when you smoke it and burn it, go away from my house about 10 feet.
Right.
So they made me my own little shed so I could have my own little art studio, because I did a lot of art. I went to school for art, and that's where I worked on my plants, and that's where I smoked, and then I cook in the kitchen. And yeah, we had a really good relationship. And that's where my uncles and my aunts were like, they really despised me for that. They were like, you put our parents onto this and you put our parents onto that. But I'm sorry, they were alcoholics, and I didn't want them to be alcoholics anymore. Now that I was an adult, I didn't know what alcoholism was. As a child, I just knew that I was able to drive home from Oakland to San Jose at age 9 and 10. I should have never been behind the wheel of a car at that age. But my grandparents allowed it because they were drunk and they knew I would get them home safely.
Okay, gotcha. Bethany, thank you so much. Yeah.
I can't see any of the comments, you guys. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just responding. Lily's a brat. I'll take Lily if you don't want her. Then Diane. I'll babysit her.
Oh, I got a couple of them for you if you want. Allie,
she's got a dog.
Yeah, I've got cats and I got a Chihuahua. Like I said, I can pack a couple of them up.
I got a cat already. No, she's got
I've got literally my fat cat last night jumped on my table, and he looked at me surprised when I looked at him like, what are you doing on the table? And he knocked over my cup of brushes. But he jumped like, I'm scared. What are you, I'm like, what are you so scared of? And why are you on my table? They know better, but they constantly get up here and he's so fat. I'm like, dude, what happened? Your brothers are slim. They're sleek. They can hide in the places. My poor cat tried to get out the door and his head was stuck in between the door and his shoulders because he's so fat.
Wait, what?
7.
But how?
His head can go out the door, but his body can't.
Batman's starting to get a little fat too.
Because he's too fat.
He's not really fat. Don't make fun of him.
To come here and open so I can ask him to feed Sandy for me because I can't open her thing.
Batman, you're so fat.
That was nice that your husband got
so
you.
Fat. So fat.
Stop yelling.
I know my daughter keeps telling me I'm going to give him a complex for being fat. And I'm like, I'm not trying to make him a
Yeah, but
over you.
John does support Batman. Batman has a complex now because of him calling him fat all the time.
Yeah.
Look at him, look at me. Oh, it's okay, Bob. He's coming right to me.
I can't open it. Give her one of the little pens.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I told her we just got to get him bigger sweaters. He'll be okay.
Yeah. You wear sweaters?
Yeah, they wear clothes.
Oh, that's awesome. No, my pug wore clothes, so that's okay.
Yeah, whenever it rains, we have to put on their sweaters. So, because they don't go outside, but they just feel like us. They want to be like us. No, the little square. Yeah, even my Chihuahua, she won't go outside. She won't wear her shoes, but she won't go outside in the rain. But if she has her hood on from her hoodie, she's fine.
That's cute.
She forgets that her paws are getting wet until she gets in the house.
Aww.
Yeah, she's too much.
Mom, are you making a video?
Actually, I'm on a live. You want to see my friend? You can come over here. You can see her wild, crazy hair.
Hi, Robin. How are you?
This way.
Hi.
That's Journey. Say hi, Allie. That's my
Hi,
friend
honey.
Allie. He just lost his tooth the other day.
He
So
did.
he's got snagga teeth for Christmas.
Look at that. Did Tooth Fairy come see you?
Yeah, in the form of Legos, because he doesn't do cash anymore because of the whole virus. The Tooth Fairy don't do cash anymore.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I gotcha.
I told him, everything's got to be put on a debit card. No. I'm almost done.
What?
I'm almost done being live with my friends, hanging out. It's been a long time since I've been on a live. I feel kind of, left out. So I want to hang out with some adults for a while since we can't have adults in the house for real right now.
What? Ellie, your order was made just now. Be in the mail soon. What order? Oh, thank you. You're the best, Diane. I'm telling you, you are a mom. She asked if she could adopt me. I said, do you know the responsibilities of adopting Ellie? Just joking.
Well, only if we were in the military we could adopt adults, but when you're an adult, we can't really adopt you. So we have to make you a minor. We'll have to change your age, Allie, to under 18, and then we can totally adopt you.
I wish I was 18. No.
No, I had the worst. That's when I had my son is 18. So
I had my daughter at 19.
I don't want to be 18 again. I would love to be 21 again, 22.
24 again would be okay.
Yeah, those were some really good years because I lived in Reno and I partied hardy. I mean, my version of partying and everybody else's version of partying is really different. I love drag race shows and the gay scene clubs. So I would do that with my mother-in-law. With my Bug's grandmother. We would actually go to gay clubs together because, her and her wife. And I would have the best time. Of course, I had to be the DD. I'm always the DD. Why am I always the designated driver for everybody? So I don't get to drink. But they forget I get drunk off of a Sprite.
Robin wants us to change our age too.
Right? I would love to be a little bit younger or either older. The 40s have been okay. I'm 43. So I guess I'm barely scratching the surface. But I felt nicer and I was more... I don't know. I felt some kind of way in my 20s. I was a better girl in my 20s, I think. And I know I'll be better in my 50s. It's just my 40s, I feel stuck.
You feel stuck? Oh, Miss Joy. Just gonna say, yeah. Miss A. Have you heard about that, Giovanna? Miss A?
Miss A?
Miss A.
Shop Miss A?
It's where you can go on and buy that makeup real cheap, Miss A.
Yeah, Shop Miss A?
Yeah, Shop Miss A.
Yeah, I was going to look on there at some of their Z palettes because Amazon was not trying to send out anything before Christmas. And then I luckily was able to get Bethany's and my other Secret Santas through theirs before Christmas. But mine isn't coming until January 22nd. My order. for my mother, and her birthday luckily is January 10th.
Yeah.
So she knows it's coming.
Well,
But she can't
why is
wait.
it so late? Like, I'm just curious. Why is it so late? Is it because of COVID and all that?
I don't know. It's just a Z palette. It's just a Z palette, a plain black Z palette that she wanted. But all the mermaids and all the other ones are able to be shipped out early. But her black one is not.
That's crazy.
So I don't know. And I'm customizing it once it comes. I'm going to put a family portrait on the top of it, and I have to put a mirror inside of it before I even give it to her. So she won't even get to see it until maybe January 30th. You know, because I have to get the picture printed, and I have to get it done through Walmart and have them put it on there for me. You know,
right.
Well, it's not that they're putting it on there. They're going to measure it to make sure it's the proper. You know, they want the unit so they can measure the picture so we fit on there.
Right.
You know, because it's kind of a collage. Since I can't get us all together, I have to do my sister's family, my grandkids, all, you know, like a collage, but I have to get it on there to fit.
Right.
So I've already done the picture, but I have to wait for the dimensions of the Z palette to come in and be right.
I love you too, Diane. And
I don't even know if she's going to like a Z palette, my mom, but she does have a lot of loose makeup. Because she gets Ipsy, and I'm like, we need to put it in a Z palette. And she's like, well, she doesn't know what it is. So I'm like, okay, let me get it for you.
Yeah, definitely.
But I told you, she don't wear two things: clear mascara and blue eyeliner. That's all she wears. And clear lip gloss.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You should see her beauty room. I'm like, you just want it to look pretty.
It's probably a dream.
It is. Like, I'm so mad and jealous of her beauty room because I'm like, Mom, that's what I want in my life. You know, that big armoire and the big, you know, makeup thing that pops out with the chair, and she doesn't even touch it.
Oh, the vanity? Yeah. I have a vanity
every weekend, she's just dusting everything. And because we get a lot of dust here in Modesto, like you have to constantly keep your doors open. So she's always dusting her pretty perfumes, but she doesn't use any of it. But I told her it's me too. I've got the same problem. I've got a whole beautiful trunk full of perfume, but I never use it. It's just basically that's my part of my grandmother because she loved perfume. Everything Avon. But yeah, I want to check out Shop Miss A for their Z palettes, and I heard they got some pretty nice foundation.
There's a one brand. Ask Joy about it. Joy's talking right now. So if you ask her, she did 2 hauls now.
I'm having a cigarette. You need to go in your room area and go watch your show. Yeah, they've got some pretty nice stuff on there. I just haven't picked what I want. I know what I wanted for Christmas, and I bought myself. No, I didn't. I bought it through my son, actually. He doesn't know it, though. So my eldest son cashed at me my birthday present late, and I told him I'm going to order from Classy Cakes.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen her?
Yeah.
So I ordered her mystery box for Halloween that hasn't came out yet, and I ordered her advent calendar for Christmas.
Oh wow!
Way back in September. So I'm just waiting on her to get all her products in and send it out to me.
Nice.
And then I'll let him know that I bought it for myself from him.
There you go.
Because he's like, Mom, I feel bad. Christmas is coming up. I was like, no, you already bought me my present. Don't worry about it. If this isn't here yet.
You sleeping, John? Oh, I was wondering if John was sleeping. She has great.
I don't hear you drumming yet, John.
What did you ask him?
Yeah, I don't hear him drumming anymore. Does he do any cover bands?
He's drumming no more. He's laying in bed.
You have to cover some bands for me, like the Deftones.
Deftones, me too. Do you know they just came out with a new album?
Yes.
Tino's back rocking it. I thought he got all skinny again too. And I was like, he got into a really bad depression because the one album, White Pony, is all about his ex-wife.
Yeah. And that's one of my favorite albums is the White Pony album. And then the other one with the owl on it. Like, all their albums are great. All of them are great.
Yeah, they are. I've seen them live before. Yeah,
really?
There was a kid that got killed in the pit at one of the shows I was at. That's one thing I really miss is concerts. I used to go to concerts all the time. In
That's what I
Rochester,
miss.
New York, we would have them like every weekend.
I think tomorrow I'm gonna, if I feel good enough, I'm gonna escape and go to the drag club here and probably vlog it. I mean, why not? It's
Yeah,
free
why
on a
not?
Sunday.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Because
There were two drag queens places. It was called Marcello's, but
Mhm.
there's one in Rochester and one in Buffalo. But I used to go to drag queen shows too. I was young. I was like 14 getting in.
Oh yeah, they'll let you in at all ages at drag shows as long as you're not, drinking. It's just the club.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really is a club.
Well, I got the drinking ban, but
Yeah,
I looked older. When you said like at 14 you were able to buy alcohol and stuff, so was I.
yeah. But I would have loved to seen them live. I only seen them on a Zoom call. Like
Oh,
one of my good friends went to the concert and he Zoom called it to all of us that were at my house. So we put it on the computer, and so we were watching the concert while he was watching it.
that's
But
awesome.
I would have loved to have been in the audience.
They're really good live. They really are. They sound They sound better live than their albums.
They do. I mean, my favorite song is it's the only song that everybody knows. They should know from Queen of the Dam. Change.
Yeah, change.
The
Yeah,
House of Flies. That's my song.
yeah.
I will cry, I will laugh, and then I will go back to crying again. And everybody's like, "Why are you crying through that song?" I was like, "Because I can relate to it. I
Right.
can relate to the change. The whole thing, except for the gun. I don't understand that the whole gun blow me away thing. I don't get that part unless he's thinking of Shakespearean death, because Shakespearean death is an orgasm. Now I can relate to that, but I'm not going to be able to relate to.
You never know where they're getting their lyrics from sometimes, unless you like hear what they say about their albums and their songs and all that. Like Tool's a very complicated band. Do you like Tool?
I haven't heard of Tool, but I've heard of Skrillet and Skitter, and I've done a lot of local, because they're local here.
Oh, okay.
To Modesto. Yeah, even the Deftones are local to Modesto, because they go to they're in Sacramento.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're right from Cali too.
Palo Alto area, so I know them from that. But yeah, I'll look up Tool. Is it spelled just like TOWL?
Yeah, they're really good. I like them. Their music's very intense and it's really good. You like it?
I love Marilyn Manson, so it's like hilarious.
So do I. My grandma used to watch Marilyn Manson with me when I was younger.
Yeah, my grandmother didn't understand it. She's like, I don't know what he's saying, but his makeup is great. I know you don't understand what he's saying, but it's okay.
That's so good.
Yeah, we have a big, Sunday, the beginning of the day is all gospel music. And then by noon, you can drink, you can do whatever you want, and you can play your rap music. But by 5 o'clock, let's bring it down to the R&B, classic soul, so that you can calm down.
Yeah, I listen to my calm down music too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My daughter, though, her calm down music is those girl bands that talk about their stuff. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. But I have to remember
music.
In my
I like
20s,
rap. Don't get me wrong. I do. I love my rap. I love my Lil Wayne and I'm fabulous.
I put it on my Instagram. I don't know if you saw it, where the lady was like, it says mom's in 2020 and she's hearing her daughter's music and she's like, got the face. The WAP song is playing, and then in her 20s, it goes, moms in their 20s we were learning how to twerk. And I was like, yeah, I still can't do that. But yeah, I was doing the Tootsie Roll in my 20s, so I know what they mean.
Oh man, we have a Christmas list going on over here, Joy, don't you? It's so funny.
Ooh, Joy, what you want for Christmas?
She likes to color and to read based on true events. Joy likes a lot of stuff.
I spoke to the family.
You know what I want for Christmas? Like, nobody's going to get it for me. I'm going to buy it for myself. But I want the audiobook and the solid large book of B.C. Andrews' Flowers in the Attic.
B.C. Andrews' Flowers in the Attic?
Yeah, I found it on Amazon. They keep wanting to give me the audiobook, but I'm like, I want the hardcover.
How much is the hardcover? Expensive?
No, it was like $24. But it just, That's how much it typically is at Barnes and Nobles on .com and everything. Even the movie's only $6 on Blu-ray. So I was like,
I've never seen that. That's why I'm like, what's this book about? I'd love to read.
Oh,
I'm reading right now. A really good book. Sorry about that.
VC Andrews, this is a whole series. So if you get Flowers in the Attic, you're going to be addicted, and you're going to have to go into all the other ones, and it's wonderful. So it's about a family.
I'm pen and paper, so I write this down.
Oh yeah, incest, lust, the children. Oh my goodness, to be a child of incest, I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
But to know a child of incest, really, it goes deeply.
It's coming from the child of incest. She's telling you the story of her mother and her father.
Narrating it, right? Okay.
Well, she ended up marrying her brother afterwards, so it was like, whoa, how did that happen?
What's the author's name? VC what?
Andrews.
Andrews, okay.
It's the first book is Flowers in the Attic. Lifetime made a remake. Don't watch that. It's so gross. Don't watch it. It's just the basic. They have it to watch on like Hulu and Prime. If you want to watch the movie, they didn't quite go off topic with the book, but basically her mother married her cousin.
Okay.
And then she put her children when she went home after the husband had died, because she had such a great life. He was tragically murdered. She was losing everything, so she went home to ask her mother for help.
Right.
Mom's like, look, you were sleeping with my husband, and I didn't like that. He was molesting his daughter, but they had this relationship, and she had to obey her husband. So her husband was dying and said he knows nothing about the children. She is supposed to be a virgin. So they literally put the children in the attic, and the children had to make their own garden from their bedroom to the attic. They found a way to escape from their bedroom to the attic, and that would be their escape. They could play up there, be quiet, as long as grandpa didn't hear you. But once grandpa died, then grandma will let you out of this room. No, grandma was killing them kids. She was giving them sugar cookies with this, the rat poison on top. She killed one.
Sounds like some David Hauser crazy shit. A child
it is really bad. Oh, it was a good book. You'll love it. I don't want to give you too much, but
you want that book? That's something you've been wanting.
No, don't worry. I have it.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I have it in the soft. I have it because of my grandmother.
Okay.
So I have the original and I have the VHS. I have my grandmother's book and I have the VHS of the movie. I just want to upgrade myself so when my granddaughter gets old enough, she can have that connection to her great-grandmother, her great-great-grandmother.
Okay, that's awesome. That's a really good family thing to do.
Well, because now VC Andrews, her books are being written by her granddaughter. So
really?
When she passed, her granddaughter took on the role, and she knew her grandmother's inner writings, so she was able to write the book just like her grandmother, and nobody knew about it until 4 books later. I caught on it right away. I was like, Grandma, this is not her writing this. And she's like, no, she wrote it before she died. I was like, no, this is not her writing it. It's got to be a pin. Somebody else is writing it. And then I called it. Her granddaughter was writing him.
Oh, wow. Wow. Crazy. Joy said that sounds like a good book. I love to get into series. Like I'm reading, do you ever watch the ID channel?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Okay, so Deadly Women.
Oh, yes, Deadliest Women. That's the show.
So Candace DeLong then.
Yeah.
I'm reading her book right now she was a psychiatric nurse, which I would have never known that for like 20 years or 15 years or something before she became an FBI agent for 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good so far.
Yeah, Candace, I have her live stream. The other lady that does all the Deadly Women, she has a live stream on YouTube. And then she has a podcast. I'll send it to you.
Oh, yeah, send this to me.
Yeah, every week we'll get a new unsolved, or they're working on the forensics, and they're solving cases that are 20, 30 years later. And she does.
I think I heard about this. Yeah.
She does the recap of all that. She's such a wonderful writer.
She is, and she's also super intelligent. She's not no stupid person. Because like
Yeah.
being in the FBI, she like talked down like how girls are really they make fun of the girls there. They
Yep.
want them to lose, you know, all this stuff, and
Because it's a man's world, and that when it
yeah,
comes to the FBI and the cops, and they forget we're strong. You know, we're pretty strong. You break us down, we will get back up.
yeah, true that. True that. I've been there.
If I could have passed the physical, I probably would have been a cop.
Think so?
But instead, I went into nursing.
Me too.
Mm.
Me too.
But that physical test was even hard. That was hard for me, being as big as I was. That one test where you have to do like this and kind of reach across to the, you know, you're on the floor.
Heimlich remover.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Literally, I was almost doing it, and they pushed my knees down, and that was it.
Maneuver.
It took 6 tries. 6 tries, and I finally did it.
That's all right, as long as you got it.
Yeah, I mean, I passed all of my work before I could pass the physical test to be a RN at the time. So I just went all the way up. And then once LVN came in, I was like, I really want to do it, but I want to have a baby too. You know, I was 28. I was like, I want to have a baby now. I'm ready. And
Yeah.
so we went in and had my cancer removed because I had cervical cancer. And I had it removed. I had my appendix removed. And I was like, now it's time for a baby.
I had cancer cells. I don't know if it's basically the same thing, you having cancer or having cancer cells. But they went in and they took it off my cervix, and it was the worst procedure I've ever had. They didn't knock me out or nothing.
No. Well, when they go in and they're just grabbing them because they're little tiny cells, then yeah, they keep you awake.
They kept me awake, but they were taking a lot out, though. Not a little bit. They were going up there chunking it out.
Yeah. Well, that's just our terminology in medical. It's like we're going in with the little claw, and we're going to grab it, and we're going to take it out. And
right, the little big thing we're going to stick up there, and we're going to stick that big. Oh, it was awful.
And then the X-ray machine on top of you, and it was a lot. It was a lot. I had mine done within the MRI machine itself.
Oh wow! Okay.
So they had to knock me out with my claustrophobia. I couldn't deal with it. I was too big to be in that MRI machine. And my arms were like, you know, they wouldn't go in, and they put it like crossed me over. They wrapped me like a mummy.
Yeah.
And they laparoscopically had to take it out with a little robot.
Yeah, I had my tube side.
Yeah, I had my tube side after my 3rd child, but before that, just to have the cancer removed, I had to do it laparoscopically through a C-section scar.
Wow.
It was the size of a grapefruit. I was wondering. Yeah, my eldest son was in there with it. And I was like, how it ate my baby, you know, my 19-year-old, when I was 19, I got pregnant, it ate my baby. And they were like, I said, can't you remove it then? They would not remove it. They waited until I was 28 to remove it because they wanted to see what it was going to do. Did you ever get to, you know, look at it when they biopsy it?
Well, when they took it out, they left it in the room. So I was seeing all the chunks of skin in the, you know, in the solution and all that, what they removed. And I was just like, I hope it's gone.
When they biopsied it, they let me see how they cut it, and they cut like an orange slice of it out, and it just all poured out. Years and years worth of, it was making like its own person in there. It was hair, there was teeth, there was bone.
What?
There was calcium buildup around it. Yeah, it was weird. I was like, you guys let that sit in me for 10 years. Almost 10 years. And you wanted to see what it was going to go away with treatment, chemo and things, and all it did was get bigger.
Had hair and bones and teeth, and so it turned into like a little creature?
Yeah. It would have been, it was just a bunch of little specks of creature, but yeah. They said that's what it does. Because they were gonna, if they were gonna remove it naturally, like they did yours, where they would do with the claw,
yeah,
it would have burst open, and all those little hairs would have turned into something in my uterus and cervix.
Been infected and all that. Yeah,
That they seen it after the fact. Like I was like, you could literally make like another little human with these cells, can't you? And they could. You know, the doctors were like, "You're too smart for your own good. Shut her up. Knock her out."
That's
So
crazy.
my mom's like, "Don't let her get a hold of a medical book and tell you guys your job, because she will." I would.
Bye, Joy. Love you.
Bye, Joy. I heard Mr. J was in here. I didn't.
Mr. J's in here. Mr. J's
Oh, hey,
in.
Mr. J. He's such a sweetheart. He does his food, the mukbangs, and that's what I wanted to do. Show my the no leftover dinner.
Oh, those are awesome.
I'll do it next time.
Yes.
Yeah, if I have the strength, I'll do it next time, because Thanksgiving is going to be crazy. I can see myself attempting to try to film some of the things that I'm making, but a lot of it I can't hold my phone and do it myself. So I'm going to see if my cousin will help me. Because braiding the chicken is going to be a hard task. You know, trying to rope it down with this hand not working.
Yeah.
So I have to use my right hand, and I can do the pull knots, but to braid the chicken to stay closed is going to be kind of difficult to do it with the camera angles.
Right. I get what you mean.
I just wish I had a great Food Network type thing. I need to get a different tripod. I mean, this tripod is great, but I need to get a different one.
I hear ya. You would need your own crew basically to record every angle and all that.
Well, I have to learn how to edit.
No, that's what they do. The crew edits. Yeah. You don't have to do nothing.
Yeah, I would have to do little clips and then edit and splice it together, and it would work out great. But if not, a few clips on Instagram will be fine.
There you go.
You know, because everybody does their stuffings differently. Everybody does their yams and sweet potatoes differently, their pumpkin pie differently. So I figured, let me show a little twist of what I do.
You should.
You know, I cheat a lot. I'm not gonna. I'll buy a cheesecake that's already done, get the pumpkin pie mix, and do the cheesecake pumpkin pie. But I'll have to reconstruct it in a different pie crust. That way I can have it, you know, to show everybody, because that's how I cheat.
That sounds good right now, pumpkin cheesecake.
Mm. You know who has really, I don't know, you guys have a Jack in the Box where you're at?
I don't, but John knows all about Jack in the Box.
Their pumpkin spice coffee is so good compared to Starbucks.
Starbucks is amazing.
No, Starbucks is bland compared to the Jack in the Box syrup that they use in their pump. And you can get more pumps, and it's 99 cents. So
I've never been there.
No, you got to go. Just at least for a taco and a coffee. Oh, it's late where you are. You're yawning.
Yeah, girl. My eyes are done. Got all the Thanksgiving dinner, bought a lot of cooking. How much cooking are you doing, Diane?
I am not doing a lot of cooking, but it's going to be a lot of little dishes put together.
John and I are cooking.
Yeah, my cousin's coming down to help me, so we're going to peel sweet potatoes together.
There you go.
You know, chop collard greens together, and the chicken is the hardest part. So I'm going to have the chicken done, not cooked, but like prepped and frozen before she gets here.
There you go.
Yeah, to make it easier for me that day. I like to have everything ready by midnight Thanksgiving night, so that I can start putting it in the oven by 6 a.m.
The turkey, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no turkey this year. Remember, I told you I'm doing the stuffed chicken side. But even if I was doing a turkey, I would still do it the same way. A stuffed breast, and then rope it up and then put it in there, you know, prior. Because I really love that. Have you ever had a turducken?
Have what?
A turducken. It's a chicken, a duck, and a turkey.
No. John loves those. I've never had one.
They are good.
I'm sure they are. I don't eat meat though, really.
No,
girl.
I was a vegetarian for 6 years, so I understand that. I love my tofu.
Oh, I do too. I love my tofu, but like meat just settles very weirdly in my stomach.
Yeah, San Jose had the best tofu restaurant ever. Thai tofu where they would deep fry the tofu in certain different ways. It would either be marinated or just straight up, so you can make it into steaks.
Yeah.
And it would taste like a steak. It would taste like a regular egg roll because of the way they marinated the tofu.
Wow. That's
So I
amazing.
lived off that restaurant forever because you can buy everything, prepackaged and then bring it home and do it yourself.
There you go. California has a lot that I have not seen. I need to come to California.
I think it's gone now. It's been a good, I don't know, good ride. But with this whole thing going on, I don't think anything's ever going to be back the way it was. The cooking schools, I miss that. I miss taking a restaurant class for a couple of hours and eating what I made with the chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gone. We have a place here called Skewers that used to do that. They make the side dishes, but the main meat was cooked by you and the chef. Right at the table. No, you're safe.
My dad is a professional chef. My dad can really cook.
Now, yawning means that you're not always that you're tired. It also can mean that you're thirsty.
Yeah, true. I know that.
Oh, pineapple.
Mm-hmm. It's my little cute pineapple.
Love a pineapple.
I do. And shot.
My bacon basically absorbed right into my skin.
I see that. It's okay.
Well, no, it's the Patrick Star. So I'm like, I guess that's the way it works. And it just went in.
You like the Patrick Star? I heard that he got really different after everything launched.
I don't know. I think he's cute. He's sweet. He's really good to his mom. That's what's important to me, is like being really good to your mom and being respectful to the world. If he wants to be like Jeffree Star and kind of have like that background, that's up to him. It's really none of my business.
Yeah. I heard somebody in the drama world talking about him one time.
Mm. They said he's a non-problematic person, but he has his opinions.
Everyone does.
Yeah. I can't knock them for it.
Not at all.
The only thing I got mad about was inform overload. I had sent a video into one of the chats to let everybody know what they said about us. As the beauty community, they were like, flat out, we were all drama. And I was like, that's not right. We're not all problematic. We're not all, from I guess their range is Jeffree Star to, what's his little name? The little one, the little baby one. I have his palette from Morphe.
Manny. Manny?
No, Manny's not problematic. It's the other one.
No, he's not. James Charles.
James Charles, yeah. Yeah, Manny can be problematic because he hangs out with wrong people. But James Charles and Jeffree Star are very problematic in the beauty industry. And that's who they were talking about. But they literally just put us all in a bubble. And I don't like being in a bubble.
Neither do I. Because I'm going to tell you, I had this girl a little while ago go live and then had the decency of putting me live with her and the other person. And she sat there and said, she's not about drama, this and that. And all that. This girl made no damn sense at all. I was letting her on my lives and stuff. She was nuts.
Oh, no.
No, I can't deal with that. I don't have time for it. And you're going in and making my stuff, you dislike it now. I had to block her.
Yeah. I've only had one troll so far on my. He first started out really good. He was on a few of my lives and my friends' lives. And then he came in and was just nasty, talking about me not showing him support. I went to his page and there's nothing there. So it's like, you have no videos. What am I supposed to be supporting?
Yeah, right. Do you guys watch drama channels? I'll be honest. I like to watch Rich Lux.
That's my dog right there, Rich Lux.
I love Rich Lux.
Him and his one eyelash that the cat eats every time.
Yeah.
I love it when he says that. Oops, there goes another dislike right there.
Right. And Diane, you know me. I'm not about drama. I'm not into the drama field. I don't have time for it. I'm 37 years old and No, thank you. I didn't
My
have
goodness,
I started
you're
when
a
I was 14.
You're a baby, Allie. I didn't know you were 37.
I am 37 years old.
You are a baby. Oh, wow. That's all right, because I was raised by nothing but my senior relatives, my grandmother, my great aunts. So I have a very old soul, and my son has a very old soul. So I feel like I'm in my 60s, 70s when I speak, but I know I'm not. I should be a little bit more younger, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to be younger. I grew up way too fast.
I did too. That was my problem. I grew up way too fast. I was too mature for myself.
Yeah, I couldn't hang out with, when I was in middle school, I couldn't hang out with the middle schoolers. I went to the high school across the street and would hang out with them.
Too.
But
Me
then
too.
they were acting ugly. I would leave them and go hang out with the college students because they had a little bit more of a level head. You know,
Right.
we were all about our studies. We were all about, the community network that we had. We weren't worried about drugs and alcohol. And I didn't get into any of that until literally my late 20s.
Yeah, I didn't start really drinking until I was like 22.
Yeah, once just because I could buy it at 16 didn't mean I actually drank it. I actually collect, to this day, I still collect wine bottles from old vineyards because that's what I loved. I collect a lot of these fancy, cute little miniatures.
Yeah.
And I just love them. And I mean, my armoire doesn't have a glass case on the front. I wish it did, so that they can be seen. So they're all just in there. And my cousin comes over and she's like, "You should crack that brandy open." I was like, "Why? It's like 20-something years old. It's just a beautiful bottle. It's not. I wouldn't drink it. I'd be scared to get alcohol poisoning from it, or the metal poisoning."
Yeah.
Because I have some bottles of wine that are from every year of my child. So I have a bottle from 1996, and I have a bottle from '04, and all the way up. But the ones that are from like the 50s and the 60s, I could never attempt to drink them. I'm too scared that I would die. I've had bad wine. No, have you ever had bad wine? It's worse than the flu.
I've never had bad wine. I drank too much wine and felt like I had the flu.
Yeah, bad wine you can get. I don't know what the poison is called, but it's from the metal and the cork disintegrating.
Yeah.
It can kill you. And I didn't know that. And we had drank a bottle of wine from like 1959, and everybody was fine except for me.
Yeah.
I felt extremely sick afterwards, and the doctor said, I brought the cork with me and the bottle, and he said, "Yeah, this may have disintegrated a little bit and gotten you sick."
Mama Diane. She's being sweet. But I got to get off here soon. It is 10:32 in my time.
7:32 my time. So it's a big 3-hour jump. So yes, you get you some rest.
7:32 your time, unfortunately. But
Yeah, you get you some rest.
fun. We got to do this more.
Yeah.
And next time you got to do your makeup.
Definitely. I have to film these unboxing.
That's what happens. We start talking and you get lost. I just want to try my Jeffree Star palette out.
It looks beautiful on you. I'm so jealous.
Thank you.
I want a green.
Yeah, it's a lot of green. It's beautiful.
Well, I'm trying to get a hold of the single. I don't know how to stop.
I know which one you want. Yes.
Yeah, I want that single, at least one little color.
Yeah, you want that one. I know which one you're talking about.
That's the one he should have put in every palette. Well, you have a good night, Allie. Good night, everybody in the chat. Right. I love you all. I'll see you all in the next video.
All right, Diane, I'll see you later, and whoever else is in here still. All right, I love you, Diane. I love you, Giovanna. And I'll see you too. Can't drink your ulcers. All right, Diane, I'm going to see you later. Love you, Mama.